Hello all, this is my official most updated video on my mouse and controller hybrid input and how I bind everything. If you're a fan of mine, you know that I permanently play like this on Halo. And before anybody asks, it does not give you aim assist. The only aim assist that you get is from the mouse friction. Other than that, it's just a alternative way of playing mouse and keyboard in my opinion. So for my controller, it's a SCUF Envision Pro. I've always liked the layouts of the PlayStation controller, and this is all my preference. And then a benefit of using the SCUF Envision Pro is that it also has this little side button right here, this sax button, and this is just all preference. So my binds for it are you move around with your joystick. Obviously, you press it down to sprint, and then I use bumper jumper. So you jump with your bumper, and then you throw nades with your left trigger, right? And then on the back of this controller, you have a total of 4 paddles, but you're only using one side anyway. So these 2 paddles, so this paddle right here controls my crouch, and then this paddle right here is my melee, and then the side button right here, I use it as my interact button. So think of the button that you use to reload, and if you hold down that button, you're able to pick up stuff like the flag or other weapons. And then yeah, that's it for the controller. And then for my mouse, I have the Logitech G502 wireless. I've been glazing this thing since day one. It's the Lightspeed one. And what's cool about this is it has extra weights. So if you look here, I have all the weights in it. There's weights here. And then I also have weights in here. And that's like the max amount of weights that you can get. And that's only because I have a preference of having a heavy mouse. So for the binds on the mouse, obviously you have your left click to shoot, then you have a right click to aim in, and then I have these 2 buttons right here. This button right here controls my utility. So think like grapple, repulsor, thrust. And then this button right here is just an extra button for me to have if I want to like pick up things faster. It's basically binded to your interact button as if you're on a mouse and keyboard, so E by default, I think. And then with your scroll wheel, up is to change your weapon, and then down is to change your grenades. If you press down on it, it will ping. I rarely use it because it like messes up your aim, but yeah, I do have the ability to ping. Then I have these cool buttons right here binded to things too. So if I want to look at the scoreboard, I'll just move my finger off of my shoot button and just hold down this button right here, and it opens up my scoreboard. And looking at the scoreboard is really important in Halo, so you need to have that binded. And then this is just like a throwaway button basically. I use it to drop weapons, but I don't really even use it in game. And if I go into my software, this is the IQ software for the SCUF Envision Pro, and you'll see that everything in my controller binds are actually binded to a keyboard besides the side button. Of course, I mentioned that. So for example, my button for sprinting is binded on shift, and it is your left stick button. And that's pretty cool with this software. And then, you know, my melee is on this paddle, and it's binded to, on default, it's V. And then my crouch is on this paddle. This one is binded to control. Oh, so by default on mouse and keyboard, the button for throwing your grenade is G, and it's binded to my left trigger here. And then obviously this is my jump on your left bumper, and that is binded to my space button. And yeah, that's pretty much it. One thing I noticed about using this input is you can get heavy aim sometimes, and I think that's just because you're not supposed to be playing like this. So that's kind of just something you have to deal with. But other than that, like once again, I only really use this input because it's fun and it gets my neurons activated, and it's a lot more different. And I don't really think there is a real benefit to it. But I did manage to get top 100 in ranked arena on Halo Infinite, so I think I'm pretty decently good at it. It definitely has a learning curve behind it, but yeah, that'll be it.